What? What?
Yo, I get rugged as a motherfucking carpet get.
That is a bombshell. You got to be shitting me. It's a done deal. Sebastian Fundora versus Errol the True Spence.
Well, we'll see. We'll break them down like we always do.
It is reported by Mike Coppinger that it's a done deal. And it's so funny because I was in the forefront of complaining, like, bro, Terrence Bud Crawford deserves that fight with Fundora, not Errol Spence. Like, don't give me that shit. But reportedly, Terrence Bud Crawford agreed to step aside and let Errol Spence and Fundora get their work in first, and then they can revisit the WBO challenge, which makes me feel that it's strange to say, but it makes me feel that Terrence Bud Crawford may be contemplating what we said in this community a few months ago. The biggest fight, and I'm talking about monetarily, the biggest fight for Terrence Bud Crawford would probably be a rematch with Errol Spence at 154. And I think Terrence Crawford is like, okay, let me gamble on Errol Spence beating Fundora. And I think, I'm telling you, Terrence Crawford is a smart dude. He's trying to think this through. And I think he's thinking, if Errol Spence can show that he'll beat Fundora, I know Errol Spence is going to want that smoke. He's going to want another go at it. I'm pretty sure Errol Spence is going to call me out. And I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be like, now this is Errol Spence, 154, not weight drain, stuff like that, a little bit more healthy, stuff like that. And it would make people want to revisit that rematch. And I'm telling you, I think that is probably the biggest fight that can actually happen for Terrence Bud Crawford to round out his career. You know, it's the tail end of his career. And he wanted the swan song to be him versus Canelo, but it's not really looking like much. And I know Teofimo Lopez is kicking up some stuff with Terrence Bud Crawford, but I think he's just irritating Terrence enough. And if Terrence and Teofimo Lopez isn't trying to market the fight and kind of build the fight, I think Terrence Crawford is more irritated than anything. Who, you know, he's like, if you really want to run the fight, we can just go into anybody's gym and throw our hands. But I digress. Errol Spence versus Fundora. It's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be one hell of a fight. And honestly, I'm a bit afraid for Errol Spence. I don't know what Errol Spence has left. Fundora is a southpaw. He's a very tall, rangy southpaw. Errol Spence, you know, didn't look good his last fight against Terrence Crawford, who controls distance well, and he's a southpaw. And Errol Spence was leaning right there for Terrence Crawford's uppercut and his overhand left. And Fundora, every punch he's going to rain down from his left hand will be an overhead left. Like because it's going to be raining down over Errol Spence's head for sure. This is a big deal. This is a very exciting fight, and it's okay now. You know, the good thing about this fight is it's okay now because this fight got Terrence Crawford's blessing. So there's not really much to complain about here. This is humongous. I would love to know what you all think in the comments below. ShowBizz, don't. I was talking with a director of Undisputed, and they're patching up. They're coming out with the patches and stuff to fix the OP power punches and all those things. And they said there's a few other things that they're actually going to patch that's going to be balancing. Like the OP power punches, I think they pretty much got that nailed. But there's other things that they're actually working on to balance things out. Undisputed, I'm happy that they're so reactive to you guys and the Discord and you guys' complaints. Don't forget, the link to the War Rooms Discord is in the description box below. Make sure you guys join the Discord so we can have our wars on Undisputed. And let me know how you feel about this fight, Errol Spence versus Fundora. Who do you have? It's very hard to tell right now. You haven't seen a training camp or anything. Haven't really seen Errol Spence work. But let's just give it a go. Who you got, Fundora or Spence? ShowBizz, don't. I'm out.